With his eyes filled with shock, the old man exclaimed that Wan Lin had gone mad. An ascendant cultivator's self-destruction. The power of such an explosion was something even he did not wish to face. The mysterious power of the celestial ascension fruit filled Wan Lin's mind. Already driven to madness with his origin soul burning, the 4 drops of celestial liquid within him began to boil. His figure shot forth like a meteor, charging directly at the old man, whose expression changed drastically as he retreated rapidly. As the flames around Wan Lin intensified, he looked at the old man and commanded his body to explode. Destroyed by the celestial spiritual energy within, his body and origin soul detonated, unleashing an unimaginable shockwave. While a normal ascendant's self-destruction might only injure the old man, Wan Lin's body contained 4 drops of celestial liquid, making the power vastly different. The self-destruct force spread wildly. The old man, struck first, immediately coughed blood. The armor on his body turned into threads, forming a shield to resist the explosion. However, the shield lasted only 3 breaths before condensing into the image of a devil and flying toward the Black Tower. Without its protection, the old man's body was hit by the full force of the blast and collapsed. At the moment of his explosion, Wan Lin threw a punch toward the Black Tower. This punch contained his Tao, life, origin soul, and the will of the ancient god, all his remaining power. The resulting gust of wind struck the tower, causing the cracks left by Ling Tianho's sword energy to spread rapidly. In an instant, the entire Black Tower crumbled. A set of armor, missing a wrist guard, floated quietly in the air. A bright flash of ghostly light emerged as a divine sense rushed out, vowing to kill Wan Lin for destroying the Devil Tower, even if he had a connection to him. The Devil Tower was a crucial tool for providing devilish energy, allowing the divine sense within the armor to spread. Without it, the sense could no longer cover most of the demon spirit land as before. A black formation was revealed on the ground where the tower had stood. A person sat in the lotus position within it, with long hair flowing and golden-purple tattoos on his body. The armor descended from the sky, turning into black threads that enveloped him. In an instant, the armor was donned, and the person opened his eyes. Hundreds of kilometers away, a drop of blue blood appeared from the void. It quickly flew into the distance, gradually transforming into Wan Lin's figure. Reaching into the air, he retrieved his bag of holding, put on a blue robe, and teleported away repeatedly, disappearing without a trace. He reappeared countless kilometers away, charging straight toward the capital of the Sky Demon country. The Blood Soul Pill, after absorbing a trace of divine sense and blood, activated another ability for a short time. At the moment of death, anything linked to the origin soul would merge with the void. Upon resurrection, one could use the power of soul and blood to retrieve items stored there, a function Yao Shishua had once used. The All-Seer had given Wan Lin a life-saving treasure, but it could only withstand a blow from an ordinary ascendant cultivator. The 30-foot-tall old man's power far surpassed that at the late ascendant stage, and with the mysterious existence in the Black Tower, using the treasure would likely not have saved him. After considering countless possibilities, Wan Lin decided to risk it with the Blood Soul Pill. Otherwise, he would have had to face the being inside the Black Tower, whose power terrified him upon recollection. If not for the Celestial Ascension Fruit's stimulation, he would have died countless times from its divine sense attacks. He couldn't spend the next 400 years in the demon spirit land consuming the fruit to simulate his origin soul, or he would lose his mind to madness before being killed. Thus, he had to risk everything. If he couldn't severely injure or destroy the being in the tower, no matter how far he fled, he wouldn't escape its divine sense attacks. He feared that once the fruit's effects wore off, the attacks would resume, and he would surely die. The being never left the tower, suggesting it relied on it for existence, which strengthened Wan Lin's resolve. Emerging from teleportation, he flew towards Sky Demon City. He had 2 preparations. The first was complete, and the second was to seek help from the ancient demon. He believed the ancient demon wouldn't go back on his word regarding the important matter delayed by his ascendant breakthrough. Wan Lin flew even faster. Remnants of the celestial ascension fruit remained in his origin soul. Though sober now and able to remove them, he kept them as a backup in case the being could still attack with divine sense even without the tower. If so, he would have to prepare for a life on the run. He sighed, acknowledging that there were no grievances between them, the being attacked first. But in the cultivation world, strength was all that mattered, not right or wrong. After teleporting, Wan Lin was surprised to find his celestial spiritual energy immediately replenished, allowing him to use greater teleportation repeatedly. Previously, this spell consumed vast amounts of energy, requiring time to absorb from celestial jades. Now, it wasn't a concern. He speculated that the 4 drops of celestial spiritual energy had fused with him during the self-destruction and now existed in a special way within his body. No longer dwelling on it, he continued teleporting, with the capital now in sight. He regretted being under the fruit's influence, as he hadn't left the sword energy behind. However, he remembered where the body was and wondered if the energy would still be there if he returned. His eyes lit up with excitement, but he knew now wasn't the time to return to the fire demon country. As Wang Lin was about to make his final teleport to the sky demon capital, an angry roar came from behind. A large man wearing armor appeared 10,000 feet away, covered in monstrous devilish energy. Wang Lin's expression changed as he teleported away, glancing back and almost exclaiming the man looked strikingly similar to Sword Saint Ling Tianhou. Wang Lin reappeared 50 kilometers outside the capital, his expression grim. He realized this wasn't Ling Tianhou, though similar. He was younger, lacked Ling Tianhou's aura, and their faces weren't identical. Could it be? Just then, the armored man stepped from the void behind him, demanding why he wasn't running and shooting 5 strands of devilish energy from his fingertips. Wang Lin's eyes lit up as he suddenly asked what Ling Tianhou was to him. The man's right hand paused, confusion appearing in his devilish energy-filled eyes. Wang Lin quickly backed away, shouting coldly that it was the Delu Sword Sect's Sword Saint Ling Tianhou. The man's confusion deepened, and he began to struggle. An illusion of a devil soul appeared between his eyebrows, glaring viciously at Wang Lin and letting out a sharp cry that dispelled the confusion, replacing it with devilish flame. Wang Lin retreated swiftly, shouting for the ancient demon. A powerful will surged from Sky Demon City, descending before Wang Lin. The ancient demon's voice entered his ears, stating he was 10 years late and demanding his blood. Blood poured from Wang Lin's pores, condensing into a human shape as the ancient demon's consciousness descended upon it. Wang Lin trembled, pale from blood loss, and quickly took a pill to cultivate in the lotus position. The devil soul on the large man's forehead stared at the blood shadow and shouted in an ancient language, challenging Bei Luo for daring to hinder him. The blood shadow transformed into a horned body with demonic light in its eyes, calmly responding that as merely one of the 9 scattered soul pieces of the ancient devil, he could indeed be hindered. Wang Lin, recognizing the ancient god's language, opened his eyes thoughtfully. The devil soul sank back into the large man, whose eyes now burned with unprecedented devilish flame. He stepped forward, a giant devil soul illusion appearing behind him. The ancient demon formed from Wang Lin's blood waved his hand, summoning demonic fog that enveloped the large man and shot into the sky. A screen of demonic spiritual energy descended, covering Sky Demon City as the ancient demon and the devil engaged in a great battle within the fog. Rumbling sounds echoed from the sky, alternating between devilish flames and demonic spiritual energy. Wang Lin sat cultivating, his eyes seemingly penetrating the fog to watch the fight. The power on display, capable of splitting the world, stirred memories of ancient God Tu Si buried deep within him. His eyes brightened as he abandoned cultivation, his hands subconsciously forming seals from Tu Si's memories. Though these seals held no attack power, through a mysterious connection to his origin soul, an oppressive power erupted on a small planet far beyond the East Demon Spirit Sea. Wang Lin's original body, with red hair, opened his eyes containing the vast sky. His hands moved, forming various seals as the stars between his eyebrows flickered. Extending his hands, he commanded absorption, causing the small planet to tremble as spiritual energy surged into its depths, absorbed by his body. Simultaneously, in the demon spirit land, Wang Lin mirrored the motion, staring at the thick fog with a slow smile. The battle between the ancient demon and the shattered devil had allowed him to comprehend ancient god spells, bringing immeasurable benefits to his original body. The battle lasted 3 days. Wang Lin's lost blood had been replenished as celestial spiritual energy cycled through his body, stimulating his bone marrow to produce more. At his peak, he calmly looked at the sky, his right hand forming a seal as he pointed upward. The underworld river appeared around him, filled with broken limbs and constant wailing. Declaring that the shattered devil couldn't casually kill him despite his weakness, Wang Lin took out the 1 billion soul flag and tossed it into the river, releasing 100 million soul fragments. His eyes turned cold as he retrieved the damaged restriction flag, though many restrictions were broken from use against divine retribution, and threw it in as well. Next was the celestial sword. Though Suligua was unwilling, he didn't dare refuse and was thrown into the river, followed by the half-moon blade, soul lasher, sword sheaths, and Mo Yang's sword. Finally, aside from the war chariot and a mysterious painting, almost all Wang Lin's treasures were in the underworld river. The countless treasures formed a chaotic yet powerful force. Taking a deep breath, Wang Lin pressed his finger between his eyebrows, releasing 130,000 strands of slaughter energy that turned into life seals for protection. His eyes narrowed, fixed on the sky, before he flew upward without hesitation. Extending his hand, he summoned the underworld river, condensing it into a yellow light containing all his treasures and his Tao. Carrying the yellow light, Wang Lin charged out. In the thick fog, the large man's armor was broken in places, forced to retreat repeatedly as his devilish flame weakened amidst crazy roars. The ancient demon, formed from Wang Lin's blood, lit up, charging forth with spell after spell, forcing the man to cough blood and retreat again. Shouting for the man to accept his death, the ancient demon's illusion merged with the blood body, turning into demonic light that surrounded the large man. The devil's soul reappeared between his eyebrows, letting out a sharp screech whose sound wave caused the demonic light to pause. Giving the ancient demon a vicious look, the devil's soul returned into the large man, who backed up to escape. Wang Lin had been waiting for this moment. Charging into the sky like a meteor, the yellow light in his hand shone as he entered the thick fog, heading straight for the retreating large man. Noticing Wang Lin's approach, the man showed contempt, casually waving his right hand to create a gust of wind that collapsed Wang Lin's 130,000 life seals. 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 80,000. As they shattered, Wang Lin forced himself forward, arriving before the man just as the last seal fell. Without hesitation, he threw the yellow light. The man coldly snorted, forming a fist to shatter the light. But upon collision, his expression changed dramatically. The yellow light contained too many different auras, forcibly merged by divine sense and Tao into a force that could threaten him. Normally it might not have, but injured from battle with the ancient demon and with his divine sense trapped in the armor after losing the Devil Tower, he couldn't use many spells. The yellow light's power surged, causing him to pause involuntarily, a pause that allowed the demonic light to catch up and engulf him completely. This demonic light was an ancient demon spell capable of refining all living things. The large man groaned miserably, releasing vast devilish energy that was immediately refined without a trace. The devil emerged from the man's eyebrows, shouting that if Bei Luo killed him, his master would never forgive it. It then left completely, turning into a ray of light that entered the armor. The armor, surrounded by monstrous devilish energy, left the man's body to charge out of the demonic light, the devil's soul planning to abandon the mount to save the general, believing that as long as the armor survived, he could recover eventually, and without the body, he could escape with his spells. As the armor escaped the demonic light, Wang Lin's right hand moved like lightning, grabbing it. He would do whatever it took to prevent the shattered devil's escape. If it fled, he would face its crazed revenge forever unless he hid in Sky Demon City. Moreover, he believed the ancient demon would help at the last moment, otherwise, why appear at all? With Wang Lin's cunning, he saw through this easily. Grasping the armor, Wang Lin expected the devil's soul to enter his body and activated the remaining celestial ascension fruit in his origin soul. His eyes turned blood red, entering extreme madness as he shouted that the devil wouldn't escape, pulling his right hand back to drag the armor with it. The devil's soul emerged, glaring viciously before charging into Wang Lin's palm toward his origin soul. Simultaneously, the armor turned into black strands, wrapping around Wang Lin and reforming into armor. Now clad in black armor with blood-red eyes and hair, moving without wind, Wang Lin's origin soul, boosted by the celestial ascension fruit, battled the devil's soul that had lost most of its devilish energy. The demonic light dissipated, reverting to the ancient demon's blood shadow, who looked at Wang Lin with admiration. He remarked on Wang Lin's good strategy to stimulate his origin soul against the devil's soul, noting that if he helped, it would be as Wang Lin planned, but if not, their earlier battle would be pointless. Acknowledging this as Wang Lin's fortune, he agreed to help. Grabbing Wang Lin and the large man whose body was eroding but not yet dead, the ancient demon turned into a ray of light, charging toward the dragon lake outside Sky Demon City. Meanwhile, outside Rank 7 Cultivation Planet Tianyun, on Blood Star, a woman in purple rode a 3-foot-long sword, fleeing across space. 3 women in colorful robes chased her, one sneering that she, a wretch who betrayed the Heavenly Water Sect and stole the Junior Sect Master's holy treasure, couldn't escape even under Tianyun's influence, as their 5-element planet was also rank 7. The purple-robed woman clenched her teeth, pale-faced, her veil gone. Another pursuer taunted that with goo poison in her body, she couldn't flee much farther. The woman, xianxia, revealed a bitter smile. The goo poison, forcibly suppressed, had been activated by her sister's betrayal, luring the enemy to her. Like a lamp without oil, she could no longer suppress it, and coughed blood, her sword swaying. With a bitter smile, she controlled it toward a blood-red planet. Her pursuers coldly snorted, speeding up. As xianxia closed in on the planet, she saw a blood-red pavilion. A man with red hair, eyebrows, and robe walked out, giving off a suffocating majesty without a trace of celestial spiritual energy. He coldly looked at her and her pursuers, frowning and calmly telling them to scram. One pursuer quickly explained they were from the Heavenly Water Sect of 5-element planet, capturing a traitor, and hoped the senior wouldn't intervene. A flash of coldness appeared in the man's eyes as he waved his sleeves, blowing the 3 women off the planet. He then asked the woman her name. She identified herself as xianxia, a cultivator from rank 6 cultivation planet Suzaku, staring at the terrifyingly powerful man before her. On planet Suzaku, in the country of Chu, the Cloud Sky sect had transformed. Raised to a rank 4 cultivation country by current Suzaku Wutai, its influence was the largest among rank 4 countries, with even rank 5 countries showing respect, especially toward the Cloud Sky sect. This was due to a cultivator named Wang Lin, who had single-handedly stirred a never-before-seen wave on Suzaku centuries prior. After becoming rank 4, the sect rebuilt, constructing a giant statue from high-quality spirit stones, a man in black with pondering eyes, giving off an out-of-this-world feeling, his right hand forming a seal as if in thought. The statue emitted terrifying majesty, worshipped by Cloud Sky sect disciples, respected by all cultivators in Chu, and a legend on Suzaku. It was now the sect's location and Suzaku's holy land. An old man and a youth climbed the stairs to the Cloud Sky sect. Seeing the towering statue, the youth asked curiously if this was the statue his grandfather mentioned. The old man looked at it with reminiscence, explaining that the Cloud Sky sect had reached the soul formation stage. All sects in Chu regarded them as rulers, and experts from rank 5 countries were respectful all because of this statue. The youth, startled, wondered how a statue could command such respect. The old man sighed, recounting that though the person it was based on cultivated there only briefly, he set off an unprecedented storm on Suzaku over a few hundred years. Rumors said that after just 200 years of cultivation, he wreaked havoc in the Sea of Devils, saved a beautiful woman, shocked the Cloud Sky sect, slaughtered through Zhao, turning the entire Ting family to graveyards. He entered the celestial realm, cut off Red Butterfly's arm, defeated Lu Mei, battled Xian Feng, accepted the soul-refining sect S Dutian as master, destroyed Shuiyu, killed the giant demon clan ancestor, became famous against the forsaken immortal clan, obtained the Suzaku crystal in the Suzaku tomb, and was the first to claim it after defeating many. He could have taken the Suzaku title but refused, giving it to Zhou Wutai. The youth exclaimed in amazement at his refusal. The old man noted that Zhou Wutai himself came to gaze silently at the statue during major events. Before this person, Suzaku's holy land was Mount Suzaku now, it was the Cloud Sky sect. As the youth's mouth hung open, having heard fragments but never such detail, his heart raced with excitement. He declared he wanted to be like him, asking his name and whereabouts. The old man said his name was Wang Lin, and he didn't know where he went, but such a person would never be ordinary anywhere. He added bitterly that he once had dealings with him, but was likely long forgotten. As the youth was about to speak excitedly, a tiger's roar filled with majesty shook the trees below. A large, black-striped tiger leaped up the mountain with a woman in white on its back about 20 years old, delicate with pink skin and intelligent eyes, not the most beautiful but celestial in appearance. Urging, "Little white, faster," her voice alluring like a yellow oriole, the tiger landed beside the statue, its eyes turning to it with disdain, thinking the girl too silly to seek this person when staying on Suzaku was better with so many tigresses. But she had said there were more beautiful tigresses elsewhere, which made it somewhat difficult for this tiger lord. The woman stared at the statue, softly saying that Uncle, Little Ru Air had reached the core formation stage very fast through diligence. Grandpa Taiyan said once she reached the nascent soul stage, he'd give her the bag left for her, and she definitely would. A soft sigh came from the void as a tall old man in a Taoist robe, exuding majesty, walked out from the Cloud Sky sect. Bowing to the statue, he looked kindly at the woman and tiger, advising her to follow her heart, as forcing pursuit of nascent soul would lead down the wrong path against the flow. The woman, Zhou Ru, looked at the statue, saying softly that when Uncle left Zhao for the Sea of Devils, wasn't he also dead set on reaching nascent soul? So following one's heart wasn't always right. The old man, Tai Yen, after pointers from Wan Lin, had broken through to soul formation. Grateful and respectful, he never dared touch the bag Wan Lin left, unable to forget his calm gaze before leaving. Zhou Ru withdrew her gaze, smiling like a blooming lily, telling Tai Yen that on her way, she met current Suzaku Uncle Zhou, who invited her to cultivate at Mount Suzaku for faster progress, so she came to say goodbye today. Tai Yen understood Zhou Ru's special status on Suzaku, essentially its little princess. Everyone who knew Wan Lin treated her courteously out of fear or respect, even the Forsaken Immortal clan allowed her entry. She faced no danger, with Zhou Wutai, the Forsaken Immortal clan's xianxia, and other high-level cultivators gifting her life-saving treasures. An average cultivator fighting this core formation girl might not win, and experts from Mount Suzaku, the giant demon clan's patriarch Shihu, and the Cloud Sky sect followed secretly to protect her. After pondering, Tai Yen nodded kindly, agreeing for her to cultivate well at Mount Suzaku, promising to give her benefactors things if she truly reached nascent soul one day. Zhou Ru smiled meaningfully at the statue, slapped the tiger's head, and declared they were going to Mount Suzaku. Little White roared, leaping into the air and disappearing over the horizon. The tiger thought to himself that he had borrowed Wang Lin's might often over the years, turning previously hostile cultivators respectful. For this little girl's sake, if she wanted to leave Suzaku, he'd follow, though perhaps the real reason was the tigresses from other planets she mentioned, as drool flew from his mouth.